Just say when.
Good evening, everyone. Greetings from Institute of Global Professionals. Those who are joining regularly with us, stay with us till the end. We have successfully completed 38th webinar. Today is our 39th webinar underneath the music, and we can actually from my side today I can't say anymore due to some unavoidable reason. I will say something just about simple, which is we're trying to find best teachers, best speakers, best trainers from all over the world, and trying to serve you from our end. But due to some lack of our experience, if we fall something, then please consider it. Today we are going to introduce a special one, a special trainer and speaker and coach. She has long identity. So actually, I don't want to say about her. So, what do you, ma'am? Hello, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Actually, good evening here.
Good evening to you. Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. Now you can continue your side. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Yeah, no, you can.
It is time to begin?
Yeah.
Wonderful. I still have the echo.
Yeah, I'll just out of stream right now. You can.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am so honored to be sharing this time with you. I appreciate you ending your day with me, and I hope that this will turn out to be a quality experience for both of us. My name is Stacy Johnston. I am coming to you from the great state of Texas today. I am CEO of Enlighten Up. At Enlighten Up, we work really hard to illuminate the path from where you are to where you're going. I'm a conversational speaker and coach, which means that I hope that we spend the next few hours in a very meaningful and learned conversation. Start by telling us hello. Let us know where you're joining us from. Ask questions, challenge my theory, bring your thoughts to the conversation, and let's find out what's underneath our music. Life has a rhythm and a song to sing, and we are life. One day, the grand overall designer looked around and decided the world needed one of you. At that moment, you were given a gift, a song to sing, and a story to write. This story is your legacy, and it creates the lyrics to your song. Choices are circumstances, honor, fear, courage, joy, pain, and character. They are all instruments in this orchestra that we call life. You choose along the way to merely dance to the music, left to its own devices, consequences, deciding your path and your beat, or by grace and acceptance, with courage and integrity, you choose to be the conductor of your very own symphony. After all, it's your song. So many times we nobly allow our family, our spouse, our children, the friends that we have, and maybe even our career at many points to write our story for us. In time, they orchestrate our song and they control our beat. We get up and we just sing to the sheet music that they hand us that day. And then this feeling starts to creep in. This feeling of like, wait a minute, what's this song? This is not my song. And then one day, the music calls and the quest starts. This calling to live out your why, to understand your purpose. And this cause can be defined if you just answer 3 questions. So my first challenge to you is to answer these 3 questions. I'm going to give you about a minute to think about it. And when you're through, we're going to pick back up. I'd like to know for you, what makes your soul sing? What makes your heart cry? And what do you dream about? If you can answer these 3 questions and look at the answer to those questions, more times than not, those answers will point to your why. I'd like to give you about 30 seconds. Get a pen, get a piece of paper, write it down for yourself so we can walk through this together. This will be a little bit deeper dive into the inside of you. What makes you tick? What makes you sing? We want to know that, because if you can learn to develop that, then you can become this phenomenal leader, parent, spouse, friend, coworker, business associate, because you have this ability to pull yourself inside and learn and teach and reach people from inside of you. So when you've responded to the questions, I'll give you just a few minutes, write your answers down. What makes you sing in your soul? What makes your heart cry? And what do you dream about? So as an example for me, what makes me sing in my soul is the unadulterated joy of a child. That spontaneous laughter, that wonder, it lights my soul. It makes my heart sing to see someone recognize that they in fact can, that they get it, that they understand, that they believe in themselves enough to shine. That makes my heart sing, my soul sing. What makes me cry is pain, hurt, hunger, fear, people not being able to reach that place of comfort and that peace. That makes my heart, my soul cry. And what do I dream about? I dream about a world where we recognize that we are all walking this path together, and we may as well walk it hand in hand versus combative. Hope is universal. Love is universal. We all want the very same things in our lives. And so to get to that place, I dream about that place where we all recognize that we all want the same thing. Wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. I do hope that you'll participate with us. I hope that you'll engage in this and kind of open up some questions to yourself about who you are and what's the song that you have to sing. The more we can converse about it, I think the more questions we can open up and the more valuable time we can spend together. So please feel free, share your questions in the chat. Let's talk about it. I grew up as a dancer. My mother was a dance teacher, and so my entire young life was filled with recitals, costumes, rehearsals, music. I always had a very deep respect and love for the art of ballet. It is the basis for every form of dance there is. It is where the art comes from. But I have to admit, in my soul, I'm a tap dancer. I love the energy and the rhythm that tap dancing produces. It is, if you execute it well, it creates a song all its own without need of music. I was very attracted always to the rhythm and just to the energy that was produced by tapping. My mother was a wonderful teacher, and as she was teaching us to learn to become quality tap dancers, she would tell us, you cannot dance to the music because the music changes. If you listen closely, there's one guy underneath whose job it is to keep everyone else on time. That is who you dance with. And dance I did for the next 49 to 57 years. So many of the concepts of the arts are about more than just dance. If you have a really good teacher, one of the things that you learn is you learn to execute the steps before you learn the music. Because if you know the steps, then you can dance to any song. And life is the same way for us. If we know our rhythm, if we got our beat down inside, then we can dance to anyone else's song because we got our beat down inside. It was on one of my darkest days as a young adult that this concept and this thought really began to take shape in my head and in my heart. And what I realized was this and so many other lessons that we had learned was about more than dance. It was about life and our ability to manage it and to work our way through it. And so what does it all mean? Well, if you work with me, let's open up and let's find out what's underneath the music. The first thing that you're going to find underneath that music is you. When we talk about the music, we're talking about the sound and the existence of life around us. How does your song fit into that? How does it play in with the music? And where do you sing your song from? You adapt life's rhythm and create a tempo and a cadence for your song. Rhythm is unbiased and it's neutral. It is non-judgmental and it's universal. Rhythm doesn't see race, it doesn't see color, it doesn't see gender, and it doesn't see location. It sees love, and it sees hope, and it sees joy and celebration. So underneath that suit that you wear, the dress that you put on, the sweats you might wear to work out, the roles that we take on every day, and the expectations and the duties put on us by those around us, underneath that is you. It's the you that has a favorite color. It has a favorite cartoon from when you were a kid. This you knows how you like your eggs. It knows how you feel about love and success and rejection. This you has a rhythm all its own, a place that propels you forward. It brings you joy and allows you rest in the chaos. You matter, and you need to be on your calendar. Many of us are geared to believe that it's in fact selfish to practice good self-care, to put you on your calendar. And I'm talking way beyond getting your nails done or that time out. I'm talking about you to grow and you to become who you're supposed to be and designed to be in this world. It's in fact not selfish. I believe that it's more selfish not to grow you and to become that better person. Because if you don't take that time, if you don't put yourself on the calendar, if you never allow yourself to become what you're destined to become, then you cheat the world out of the greatness that you have to offer us. And so it's never selfish to put yourself on the calendar and to take some time to grow you. It's critical that you do. So I'd like to take 30 seconds. I'd like to encourage you to participate with us in the chat. If you would, for me, list your favorite color, how you like your eggs, summer or winter, and coffee or tea. I just want you to put yourself in the forefront of your mind for just a moment. Identify you. Let this be the day that you start to love and appreciate who you are underneath. I'm watching the comments that are coming across, and I'm seeing you talk to me about who you are and where you're from and your feelings. And I'm so excited. Hello from the Philippines. It's very nice to see you. Thank you so much. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to enjoy your hellos. Hello from the Philippines. Wonderful to see you. Lots of people coming to join us from the Philippines. What makes you sing when I'm alone? I enjoy that. I sing because I'm happy. I cry because I feel loneliness, and I dream about how I can be a part of this wonderful world. What a beautiful thought, Steve. Thank you for sharing that with us. Again, we're watching from the Philippines, from India. Hello, it's so nice to have you all with us. I'm honored. Like watching from Sri Lanka. Hello, Romania. Good morning or good evening to you. The love that I have for my daughter and seeing her grow up. What a beautiful thing that makes you sing. Yes, I love that. Good evening again. So many of you from the Philippines. Hill songs are songs that uplift my spirit. Susie, good morning or good evening to you all. I'm loving our group from the Philippines. It's so nice to have you. Welcome from Texas. When I'm happy, I want to sing. Me too. I love to sing. Nice. I sing because I relax my mind. I sing because I remember my loved ones and I cried for my family. Good evening. It's so nice to have you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your participation. It makes it go so much better if we can chat about it. I love the conversation that can be engaged in it. And if we can ask questions and we can challenge others' theories, there's so much learning that's out there for all of us. So I invite I invite your comments. I invite your responses. Let's talk this out together. One of the most important aspects of you is the development of the lens by which you see the world. This lens that you see the world through, it is built from your experiences, your joys, your memories, your likes and dislikes, your love, and your pain. And once we begin to recognize that everyone has a lens with which they see through, when you realize that you have a lens that you see through and your partner also has a lens that they see through, and recognition that you might not see through the same lens is okay if you understand that. When my children were about to get married, one of the things that we talked about was the recognition that they come to the table with their life experience. If we were to put an apple on the table in front of all of us right now, we would all see that apple, but we would all see that apple by our experience with apples. Do you love apples? Do you like apple juice? Do you hate apples because your little brother threw them at you outside when you were a kid? And so because of your experience with apples will determine how you see that apple. So when you're working with a group at work, if you have a team, if you're working within your family and we're all looking at the same situation, recognize that we all see that situation, but through the lens with which we see it. How can this recognition, how can recognizing that we each have our own lens to look through and to see the world, how do you feel like that can open up your understanding and help you gain perspective on someone else's opinion of a situation? As a leader, as a parent, as a spouse, as a partner in a relationship, it's critical that we understand. There's an old story about a lady that showed up at the doctor's office one day and she was angry, livid, because she was going off and the doctor came out and said, "Man, I don't understand. Why are you so upset?" And she said, "You don't get it. I spent my entire life savings with you for you to fix my husband's eyes, and he still doesn't see the world the way I do." So as we listen to that, as we learn that, as we understand that the world is viewed through every individual lens, it helps us understand and pull back on that judgment and recognize that everyone needs an opportunity. If you're in a situation and you just can't find resolution, step back and ask, so how do you see this situation? Because so many times what we miss in our understanding is someone else's perception of what's going on. So take a moment, step back, and let's ask, what's it look like for you? What do you see in this situation? What do you see that's happening? What do you understand that I don't? And so many times, if we can open up that lens for conversation and for knowledge, it helps a lot. I co-host a podcast called The Hero Builder. And on this podcast, we've had the most wonderful opportunity to interview people from all over the world about their heroes and who they are. One gentleman that we had on our show, his name was David Norris. And the question that we ask at the end is, if you had an opportunity to make a statement to the world, what would your quote be? What would your t-shirt say? And after long thought and conversation, his quote came back to be, "It's good to be me." And as I thought about that, I thought about how many of us don't get to end our day with a thought in your mind, wow, it's good to be me. And so let's think about that. Where does that shift need to occur? When you look at where you are and you look at your situation, ask yourself, is it good to be you? If it's good to be you, then why? Let's celebrate that and bring that out and make that amazing. If it's not, again, let's re-examine that. More than once during this time, I'm going to go back to the love and the relationship that I own with my children. As my daughters were getting married and my son was beginning to get married, we sat back and I asked them, look at yourself. Are you the person that you would want to spend the rest of your life with? And they were like, wow, Mom, that's a tough question. I'm like, but it's worth thinking about, because you're fixing to ask this person to spend the rest of their life with you. Are you that person? Would you want to spend the rest of your life with you? If so, amazing. Let's move forward. If not, I ask and admonish you to please take a moment, step back, and become that person that you would want to spend the rest of your life with. The same holds true in any relationship that you have, in any work relationship that you have. If you are the boss, are you the boss that you would want to work for? Are you the spouse that you would want to live with? Are you the partner? Are you the business associate? And if you cannot look at yourself and say that you are the person that you would want to work with, you are the person that you would want to lead, you are the person that you would want to marry, then take a moment and reflect on that and make that shift. And as you make that shift, recognize that your shift can be uncomfortable for other people, because as you make that shift, suddenly you don't seem to fit into their puzzle quite the same way. But that's not your shift, that's theirs. And so as you begin to make that and you begin to grow, recognize that the uncomfort around you is time. So I'm going to ask you another question. Can you tell me yes or no? Just blank yes or no. Are you who you want to be with today? Is today a good day to be you? Yes or no? Yes. Lee de la Cruz, thank you. Yes. Look at all these beautiful yeses coming in. Music is the language of emotion that can represent different feelings. Always be yourself. Yes, it's good to me. God, nice. Nice. I'm glad that you feel like it's good to be you. If you love yourself, or exactly love yourself as you want others to love you. Yes. Beautiful. Yes. Watching from Sri Lanka. Welcome from Sri Lanka. There are very good songs in Hindu films. I would love to share those. I love good music. God made me. Yes, Marissa. We're glad that God made you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for pretending with us. Tess tells us, as a person, I feel very grateful for what I am now, and I'm certain about myself. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yes, from the Philippines. Yes. Good evening to all. Again, we have this beautiful crowd from the Philippines today joining us. I love it. Yes, look at all these yeses coming in. What wonderful people. How exciting that we have this many people ready to celebrate who you are and to tell your story and to sing your song. Oh, that makes my heart sing. I'm so glad that we can join us this evening. I love music and myself more. Nice. I love it. Makes me super happy. So let's talk about music for a second. Let's talk about this song that you sing. Have you ever been driving down the road, your favorite song playing on the radio, music cranked up, and you are having your very own concert in the car? Well, while that is going on, and you are rocking out, you're having a grand time, no one can stop you. And then you get to that moment in the road where there's some interference and you hear that inevitable, the white noise that comes in. You have a choice to make at that moment. You can either change the radio station and find a different song, or you can just keep singing your song, because in a moment, the white noise will pass, and again, you'll be right on time with your tune. That is so much about our life. If you know your song, white noise is only conflict. It's controversy. It's questions. It's change. It's a time to shift. So when you see conflict, when you see white noise in your song, can you find the strength inside to continue to sing your song through the white noise? Because underneath that is you. Underneath that song, underneath that white noise is you. And so I challenge you to recognize and learn and appreciate your song. So we're going to take just a minute. We're going to talk about what the most important thing is besides you that you will find underneath this music. The most important thing you're going to find is you, and in a love and a respect and an admiration for who you are and for the story that you have to write. I am loving, by the way, seeing the comments coming in about, yes, you're amazing. Yes, you love you. Yes, it's good to be you. You are a music lover. Hello from Romania. You like old songs only. Sometimes I feel like I am an old song. Music is the love of life. I'm so glad that you're joining us. Thank you for your comments and your participation. It makes it all so much go faster. Yes, singing is very relaxing. Yes, I like music because it keeps me calm and cool. The challenge is making me stronger. Yes, it reminds me of the life I could be, surrounded by trees and grass. If I heard any music at all, lots of imagination. I used to like AC/DC. Yes. I love your responses to music. Do you recognize that you have a song to sing? Are you willing to sing your song for the world? Yes, if you're ready to sing your song, and want yes with an exclamation point. Yes, I'm ready to sing my song. Yes, I am. Very good, Wayne. Yes. I love the inspiration. I love the encouragement. Music is a favorite to me too. It's a favorite of mine as well. As a dancer, music is ingrained in my soul. So let's talk a little deeper. Let's dig a little deeper. What else is underneath that music for you? I think the very most important thing that you're ever going to find underneath your music is your integrity. So I would like to ask you a question. What does integrity mean? About a year ago, I had an opportunity to go to work on an Indian reservation, a pueblo north of the town where I lived. And as we started this, we did a wonderful class called Becoming a Person of Influence. And as look at all these yeses with exclamation points. This makes my heart sing. I love it. As I was working with the people in the Pueblo, we sat down to do a study called Becoming a Person of Influence. And as we began this study, the very first question I asked them was, give me a definition for integrity. And what I learned very quickly is that we had a language barrier. There were only 6 people out of 30 in the class whose primary language is English, and everyone else spoke the language of the Pueblo. And so I backed up and I said, okay, let's start again. What does integrity mean in your language? And what we discovered was that the Keres people did not, in fact, have a word for integrity. They had a word for the characteristics of integrity. And so to make sure that, again, here we bridge that communication gap and that we make sure that we have a language that is universally understood, could you take a few minutes? I would like to ask you to list 5 words that you would use to define integrity. As your messages come across, I would love to read the words. So again, give me 5 words that you feel like define integrity. Yes. I see honesty. Integrity. Yes, integrity is from your heart. A big yes. So I see trustworthy. I see honesty. I always challenge myself, and music helps me strong. Integrity is a quality of being steadfast, correct, doing things the right way, honesty, self-respect. Yes. Who else has that answer? What's another? Emotional, trustworthy, honesty, honor, moral righteousness, nobility, sincere, completeness, moral, value, righteousness, righteous deeds, integrity is self-love, disposition, sincerity, practicing honesty in what we do with or without someone. Yes. Decency, character, morality, honesty, faithfulness, love, trust, soul, heart, love, honesty. Oh, your answers are beautiful. I'm seeing a pattern begin to develop. Integrity, wholehearted, love, courage, honesty, virtue, perseverance to achieve with integrity, ethics, self-respect, pure of heart, doing things the right way. Yes. Honesty, character, trustworthy, sincerity. Integrity is pure love. Integrity is honesty. Trustfulness, trustworthiness, sincerity, and uprightness. Yes, this is the reason why I'm here to learn. Wonderful. We're so glad that you're here. We are taking a dive into a new place. Consistency, honesty, self-love, and loyalty. Integrity means following your moral and ethics. Yes, values. Yes. Those are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful examples. Now, with all the words that you've written, with all the things that you've shared with me, what integrity means, what it stands for, I want you to look at the words that you've put down. Are you those 5 things? Are you those things? Are you honest? Are you trustworthy? Are you integrous? Are you genuine? Do you love from your heart? Do you sing from your soul? Are you genuine? Ethical behavior, courtesy. Yes. Ethics, honesty, love, self-esteem, courtesy. The answers are beautiful. Yes, that is exactly what integrity is about. Yes, that is exactly what it is. Honorable. Hello from yes, absolutely. Sometimes honesty, respect, moral, and trust. Yes. Okay, so I'm seeing yeses, lots of yeses, and I see a couple of maybe, a couple of I try, a couple of not quite. So let's look at that. If you look at those words that you wrote, those things that define for you what integrity is, if you can define it, and then you can look at those words, and you cannot apply those 5 words to your own life, where does that shift need to occur? Where does that change need to occur? Is that recognition? Is that just owning it? So many times what we see in the leaders around us is that they have this expectation from us that they in fact are not willing to live. And so it's a very confusing place when we look around. Integrity right now, I believe, is a gap in our world. Yes, honor and honesty. Yes. Yes, always. Love, respect, loyalty, passion, attitude. You are true to yourself. Harris says, yes, I ask for and give feedback freely to my coworkers. Critical that you allow the people that work with you also to bloom and to become and to love. I am thrilled. From Nepal, welcome from Nepal. It's very nice to have you with us this evening. Very encouraging. Okay, so let's talk about integrity. There were 1,000 businessmen were asked, they were polled, and they were asked a question: what is the one attribute that you find most necessary in business? The answer, overwhelmingly 92% of the people that were polled said that integrity was the number one attribute that they look for in a business associate or an employee. It is definitely the number one attribute in a leader. Without integrity, the rest of your effort is all in vain, because it makes it a lie almost. If you portray a character trait, if you portray integrity, but it is not yours, people know, and people will see that. If you are a person of integrity, it shows up in your business, it shows up in your home, it shows up in your relationships, and in your everyday life. Your integrity depends on you. Of all of the attributes that we're going to talk about today, integrity is by far the most important. It is the story of your legacy. So when we look at what does integrity mean, we have some of the most beautiful definitions here from you guys of what integrity means. Watching from, yes, it's responsibility, it's honesty, it's self-respect, it's so many things. And you're right, it is all of those things. So how do you live that? How do you bring that into your world? And how do you make integrity that most important thing? Like, let's look at the word honesty. If you chose honesty as one of your words of a characteristic of integrity, are you honest? If you step back and take a really true look at yourself, are we honest? It is so easy in this world to live in that gray area of justification. We teach our children, you have to tell the truth. You can't lie. You must tell the truth. While they watch us say, as the phone rings, oh, tell them I'm in the shower, right? I tell them I'm not here right now, I'll be back. And so we think that we're honest, but we live in this gray area of justification. And at the end of the day, there's no justification. There either is or isn't. It's yes or no. It's black or white. It's right or wrong. It's true. It's not. It's honest or it's deceitful. And so when you look at those character traits and you really begin to examine the people around you, can you turn that in? Can you turn that inward and give yourself that very same critical examination? I want to challenge you as you go back and you look over this class later and you look at those 5 words that you wrote down that are attributes of integrity. Can you live into those? Can you honestly, can you justly say that you are those things? One of the fallbacks that we have in this world is having an expectation of other people that we are not ourselves willing to fulfill. And so I challenge you to look at that and look at honesty. Okay? Look at that integrity. This is also, this place of integrity, this is also where your moral compass comes from. This is where your moral compass is based. Your moral compass has to be about who you are, about how you treat other people. We all know about the golden rule, right? For years, the golden rule has been shared with us that we treat others the way we want to be treated. There is no better time in our life than in the world we are living in right now. It is integrity, character, hard to come by. There's a large gap right now in our world where those words come into play. So can you fill that gap? Can you fill that gap for your family? Can you fill that gap for your employees? Can you fill that gap for your coworkers? Can you fill that gap for your children? Because when you look around, integrity is scary, and it's missing in so many areas of our world. So can you be that? I encourage you to try to be that. This is also where, in this place of integrity, this is also where we learn to manage and recognize emotion. By the grace of our loving God, we are allowed to feel the way we feel. but it is what you do with that that matters. What do you do with that emotion? What do you do with those feelings? Learning to regulate them, learning to own them, learning to accept them, right? As a parent, the moment our children are born, in the first 7 minutes of their life, we can have the entire thing planned. We know how we want their life to turn out, the job we want, the spouse we want, the life we want them to live. And when it doesn't work out like that, when their plan isn't our plan, we get angry, we get hurt, we get disillusioned, when what we need to recognize is that that was our expectation, might not ever be their reality. And so to own that, own the grief, own the sadness that you feel because things didn't work out the same way that you did. I think one of the biggest emotions that we struggle with as human beings is anger, because anger is a second emotion. Okay? We're angry because why? We're angry because we're hurt. We're angry because we're embarrassed. We're shamed. We're fearful. We're intimidated. We're disillusioned. We're disappointed. And I don't like to be those things. Those are negative and those are heavy. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to feel hurt. I don't want to feel rejected. But I can be mad. I can throw some stuff. I can talk mad. I can be mad, because being mad is energy. And if I can be mad, then it takes that pain from my heart. And so recognizing that, the next time you find yourself angry, step back and go, why am I angry? I'm angry because if you can go back to that emotion and you can own what's underneath with joy and with love, then anger goes away. Anger creates things that we have to fix so many times. And so why have to fix that? So before you get angry, before you lash out, before you hold that, can you step back and recognize where that's coming from and own that emotion? We are ingrained so many times to believe that our emotions should be a secret. We should keep that inside. We should hold that. We should never let it out. Not true. We should make sure that we own that and express it, but your emotions have to be managed in a way that's beneficial to you and to those around you. So again, this is your moral compass. This is your integrity. This is how you manage yourself. And so as you look at that, recognize that this is probably the most important aspect of the song that you sing, is your integrity. The weakest leaders expect from others many times what they do not possess themselves. I want to leave you with a visual definition of integrity so that we can bridge any communication gap that we might have. I'm comfortable that everyone knows what a rubber band is. Yes? Okay. Let's talk about a rubber band. A rubber band, let's look at it. I'd like for you to close your eyes for just a second. I'd like for you to see that rubber band. And in the chat box, can you give me some things that you know about a rubber band? What do you know about a rubber band? Okay, so what do we know about a rubber band? It's elastic. It's flexible. Yes, what else do we know about a rubber band? We like it's flexible, stretchy, it's elastic. Yeah, it's also could be shot across the room at your children. It's elastic, it's smart. Yes, it's flexible. It holds things. It does. Holds things together. You can pull it and push it. Excellent. Yes, so that's what we know about rubber bands. And managing your anger is very important. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It stretches and it holds things together. Yes. So when you're looking at this rubber band and you're thinking about this rubber band, here's what we know about it. One thing we know for sure about a rubber band is that it is best utilized when it is stretched. Rubber bands work best when they're stretched. Yes? What else do we know about rubber bands? That they break from the inside first, right? When you stretch a rubber band, it's the fibers on the inside that begin to break before the fibers on the outside begin to break. The weakness comes from the inside. Yes? But the best thing we know about a rubber band is that no matter if it is hanging on a doorknob, holding the newspaper together, being shot across the room at your friend or your brother, or whether it is holding together life's most important documents, a rubber band is always a rubber band. It never changes. It stretches. It goes back to shape. But the important thing to remember about that rubber band is the symbol for your integrity. Because a rubber band, no matter what it's doing, it's never anything but a rubber band. That's the same with your integrity. Your integrity should be the same no matter what you're doing. If you are at work, if you are at home, or if you're with your children, if you're building a relationship, if you're building new business associates, if you're working with clients as a coach or a trainer, you have to recognize the flexibility that your integrity must be the same, just like that rubber band, no matter what it's doing, right? So every time you see a rubber band, I want you to think, that's my integrity. It must always be the same. You want people to say, I know them. If she said it, if he said it, it's bound to be true. Because there's integrity there, because there's honesty there, because they're that rubber band, because they're always the same. When people talk about you, when people talk of your legacy, to be able to point and go, she was a person of integrity. Oh, he was always of great integrity and great character. What a wonderful story to leave behind. Because when we look around the world, there's a lot of people that aren't holding onto that rubber band. Yes, there's a lot of people right now whose integrity is in question, who are not honest, not the same. They pretend to be something at work. They pretend to be something in a relationship when in fact behind they're not. And sooner or later, we find that out, right? Your truth is told and your stretch comes. Can you think of another object? Can you think of another thing that can represent integrity besides a rubber band? What else can we use? What else is a good example? Someone go to the chat for me and talk to me about people of integrity versus people without integrity. Do you see the difference? Do you recognize that difference in who they are? Yes. I look at failures and disappointments as opportunities and learning experiences. Marlene, yes, ma'am. That's what they are. They have to be. I had a wonderful tag teacher one time in my life that told us there was no such thing as problems, only challenges and opportunities to grow. What a great, great challenge for us as we look, and our first response will be, oh, I have a problem. Nah, you don't have a problem. You have an opportunity here to grow and to learn and to become something better along the way. So take that golden opportunity and learn along the way. If there was one thing that you wanted the people in your life to say about you, what is that? I'd like to take a few minutes. I'd like to give you some time to step back. And if you would share with me in the comments section, what is one thing that you would love for people to say about you? For me, I want people to say, I believed what she said. She was honest. She has good integrity and good character. I want to leave that impression. I want to leave a legacy of grace and of love and of non-judgment. And so that's what I want. That's what I propose. That's what I try to leave that legacy for. So tell me, what's your legacy? What is it that you want people to say about you? What do you want to leave behind? Kim shared with us, even a rubber band will get stressed and has a breaking point. But the point is that it can maintain its composure in a very long time as it holds on, and it can return to its usual shape. Yes, failures are viewed as opportunities. What do you want people to say? God-fearing and kind, absolutely, that you are brave, good character. Meadly, failures make us stronger. Yes, they do. You want to be brave. You're worthy. That you are God-fearing and kind. I want people to say, I appreciate your sincerity. I love my sincere help, that she's trustworthy. I believe he can. I know he's successful. She's genuine. Rajwa also see failure as an opportunity, right? One of the things we learn, I'm a part of the John Maxwell team. And in the John Maxwell team, we are 136 countries and 32,000 speakers and coaches strong. And one of the things that we really push in there is that very concept of love and of openness and of, you have this beautiful story to write, and I want to hear your story. I want to be of integrity. I want the same things. Integrity because signature, yes, gorgeous and proud. Person of integrity can be lied upon. You're true to oneself. You have a positive effect. These comments are beautiful. I love the heart of all of you in my audience today. What wonderful things that you have to share. Yes, failure brings us forward to new opportunities. Always with us. Yes, God is always with us. Yes, always. We need to know ourselves before anything else. I want to make a mark. Kim tells us that I want to make a mark, that when people remember my name, it will draw a smile to their face and extend the kindness to the rest of the world. Amen. I understand that. I want my story to be repeatable. In this podcast that we do, one of the conversations that we have on Wednesdays is we take a deep dive into these words of, in these attributes of character and integrity. And we talk about that very thing, that you want your life to be repeatable. You want people to tell your story, to repeat your legacy, to own what you were, to want to model after what you have been, because that's a true mark of that's a true legacy that you leave. And that's all you leave behind. And so it's very important what you're seen as and how you project yourself and how you allow people to view you, your openness, minds, a person of God-fearing and genuine. Yes. God-fearing, pure, honest, and very strong personally. Beautiful. I have to tell you how much it warms my heart to hear so many of you refer to God. I was questioning myself when I began this on whether or not how much of my conversations be revolved around that, because I know that though I've made that choice and though God is my savior and I live for that love, not everyone makes that choice. And so I never ever want anyone in any presentation that I give to feel like they have to choose like me. And so to see so many of you talk about God and to recognize that he is part of your life, amen. I honor that and I commend you that. I walk as a Christian. I will never deny that I walk as a Christian. But my job is not to get you to walk my path. My job is to get you to walk yours. And so as a coach, that's one of the things that I really focus on. Amen, love. God be with you always, Marissa, as well. Thank you. Thank you for that blessing. Um, it's it's important that you have a connection with whatever higher power or spiritual base you find, and that you find peace in that. For me, it's that walk. Again, when I began work on the Pueblo, there was there's a very long-standing conflict between the Native American culture and the white people. We know this has been long-standing. And so when I got the invitation to go to work on the Pueblo as a coach, because they were having a very, very difficult time with teen suicide, by the time I went to work out there, they had lost 10 children under the age of 17 just within that 1 year. And so a friend of mine works there, and she called and said, I think we need your program. And so I went to the Pueblo, and as I sat with the leaders of the Pueblo and the tribe, making my case to find my way in the door to come and offer them some help and some hope, there was a lady in the back in the corner, and as I told her who I was and that I was there as part of the John Maxwell team, she began to type feverishly on her computer, and in just a moment she pulled up Equip. And Equip is a company run by John Maxwell team. It's a nonprofit organization that's worldwide. And she pulled up that Equip came up, and she immediately stopped the meeting. And she looked at me and she said, let me ask you, are you just another white girl trying to bring us your religion? And it was a challenge for me, because I knew that that right there was the gap between us. And that hopefully my job in that was to bridge that gap. And so we started by defining the word faith. And we define the word faith as a belief in a grand overall design, because we could all buy that within culture. So as we began to unfold that, and I looked at her and I said, maybe that's why I'm here, is to help you understand that it's not my job to bring you my religion. It's my job to teach you to be influential on other people. It's my job is to bring your light to the table, to bring your power and your inside, what makes you shine, to bring that alive. And she ended up being the lady that signed my contract. And so when we went into it with this place of understanding that this wasn't about me bringing you my religion. This was about me bringing you to a place where you recognized your own. Where do you stand? Where is your faith? Where are your values? Where are your priorities? Because it's not for me to give you mine. It's for you to find yours and to live into them and to make them become a part of who you are. Not just in your words, but in your actions. It's the difference in talking the talk versus walking the walk. And so as I see from you these beautiful comments about yourselves, about love, about God, about bridging cultural difference, I'm grateful that we're spending this time together today. And I hope that we can leave this place understanding that innately underneath, we're all the same. Hope is universal. Hope just means hold on, pain ends. And that is universal. Love is universal. Joy is universal. The need to thrive, to succeed, the need to be respected, the need to feel respect for others. Those things don't have a color. They don't have a race. They don't have a gender. They don't have a span. They just are. And the more open that we are to accepting the fact that, yes, that we want all those things. We all want all those things. It makes it so much easier for us to talk and for us to build friendships and to build relationships across counties, across state lines, across towns, and as today, across continents. And I can share this time with you, and you can share this time with me, because we are all after that same thing. It's when we forget that those things aren't universal that they get in the middle of our problem. Make yourself a priority. Faith is something that's not seen. You know, faith is absolutely that. Carolyn Peters shares with us that faith is the substance of things not seen and the element of things hoped for. That is so true. How many times do we work with people? Do we meet with people? Do we talk with people? And especially right now in this world that we live in, that say, I just don't have any hope left. This world is without hope. So let me challenge you on that hope respect. Do you set your alarm clock for work in the morning? Do you make an appointment a week down the road with a doctor or a dentist or a business associate? If you can answer yes to those questions, then that's hope. That is hope that tomorrow will be here. That is hope that next week will even exist. And so we have hope, but we have hope redefined. Hope lives in all of us. If you hope for tomorrow, if you hope dinner's going to be ready on time, you have hope. But it gets so covered and so scarred by the pieces of our cross and our story that we lose sight of what that means. So never doubt that hope is universal. Never doubt that we all want the same thing. So next time someone challenges you and tells you, I just don't have any hope left, ask them, do you plan dinner for tonight? Do you set your alarm for tomorrow? Do you have an appointment next Thursday? If so, you do have hope. We just need to bring it back to the surface. We just need to bring it back. Now, before we go on, we have 2 more sections we're going to cover about what else is underneath your music. But before we leave integrity, before we step out of this place and into the next one, is there a question that you have for me? Anyone want to challenge my theory? Anyone want to throw your thoughts out there that you'd like to share with the rest of us? Because I'm intrigued to know what you're thinking. I think we all hope for a better world. Hope is optimistic. Yes, because I prefer planning things to do. Tess, thank you for sharing with us. How do you practice integrity? That's a good question. Geneva, Teresa asked us, how do you practice integrity? Teresa, I think you practice integrity by owning who you are, by defining integrity. What does it mean to you? What's that definition? And if you can define it, can you live that? Is that who you are? Because it's one thing to want integrity and to expect integrity from other people, and it's another to live it yourself. And before you can have an expectation of someone else's integrity, you do have to find and own your own. Yes, without hope, our life will die. You're right. Amen. Hope should be coupled with faith in the exertion of efforts. You're very right. You're very right. Hope needs to be a verb. Grace needs to be a verb. There are so many words that come to us that are attributes of character and integrity, attributes of those things, honesty, trustworthiness, so many of those things. And how do we make those real? It's difficult to make those real in your life if they're just adjectives, if they're just descriptive words for what you need people to see you as versus verbs in your life. How do you live integrity? How do you live honesty? How do you live hope? How do you model that? How do you make that become part of who you are and part of your legacy? And you can't do that if they're only words in your conversation, right? Words in your conversation. We all want the best future for our children and our families. Yes, Tessa, to be sure that I'm ready for any unexpected happenings that may happen in the future. You know, life is a surprise. And I don't know the best way to make sure that you're always prepared, except that you're always who you are. Because what do they say? Character and integrity are not developed in a crisis. They just show up. So that character, that integrity, who you are, is already there. It's just going to show up. So who's going to show up? When you're called, when it's the most important time, who shows up? We hope that it's you. Good evening, watching me. Oh, I'm having fun watching the comments and seeing what people have to say. I so appreciate. You're exactly right. Nestor shares with us the words that come out of your mouth should be tantamount to your actions. You are exactly right. That is walking your walk versus just talking your talk. Okay? It's easy to talk. We can all talk. We can talk about all kinds of stuff. But can you walk that walk? Can you do that with clarity and with love? I agree. Honesty is, in fact, the best policy. I am able to make clear decisions and have learned to focus my attention. Bonifacio, I'm maybe going to misspelling some of your words wrong, but I'm trying. Yes, somehow not able to make these changes always. Somehow I'm not able to make clear decisions because change is always constant. Change is always constant, but you have to be the constant. Right? Change is that music that we talked about. When we talk about underneath the music, one of the things that I talk with my coaching clients about is, wait a minute, what are you listening to? Are you listening to all the music and all the chatter above? Are you listening to you underneath? Pardon me. It's very easy to get lost in the chatter. There's a lot of chatter right now in our world, and it's super easy to get caught up in all the chatter and all the words. And when we do, we look up and we're singing somebody else's song. But that's when you realize, wait a minute, I don't like that song. And you back off and you sing your own song. Excuse me. While we're talking about this and your ability to make clear decisions and how you own your integrity, let's talk about dancing for a minute. Let's talk about music. Have you ever been to a dance and the DJ was wonderful? All of the songs just fit together, and you stayed on the dance floor over and over till you were hot and thirsty and would leave the dance floor only to get something to drink just to go back out there because it all went together so well. That's a fun dance, right? That's a great night. That's a good party. And that's life when things are working well, right? When your flow is good, when your energy is good, when the people around you are good, when life is working and your walk is on a flow. That's that good party, okay? But that good party ends. And the next time you may find yourself at a party where you don't like the music. They don't go together. They got a bad DJ. Nobody's dancing. That's also conflict. So when you find yourself surrounded by music that you don't like and don't appreciate, sounds that are confusing and congested, leave the party. Step back out. Take a breath. Regroup. Turn your song on and find out then again how you belong. What you might find out is that you, in fact, don't belong at that party. That's not your dance. And that's okay. Yours is over there somewhere. But always being able to go back underneath and find your song is the critical part, right? In the world makes it hard to listen to our song because there's music coming in from this side, and there's noise from this side, and there's chatter from here. And it has a tendency to block what we hear because we get lost in it. And so my challenge for you is to pull yourself out of the chatter. Pull yourself out of the noise that's going on. Close your eyes and find your song. Sing your song. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the lovely voice comment. My clear decisions, learn to focus my priorities. I don't mean to step away, but I have such joy watching your comments and listening to the things that you have to say. 25th webinar, and you've learned. Very good. Very good. I hope this is information that you can take with you and that you can apply to your everyday life. That's what we want. Yes, it's for you to apply it to behavior. So we have a wonderful question on the screen right now. Have you learned to be kind and to accept yourself? Yes or no? I'm trying to accept myself. You should try, and because you are perfect. If we have this universal belief in a grand overall design and a love for our God, then let's talk about that and accepting yourself. When God decided the world needed one of you, He made you perfectly. He made you perfect for what you are designed to do. Right? He didn't make me perfect for what you're designed to do, but He made you perfect. Everything that you know, every experience that you have, every lesson that you learn, every emotion that you feel is preparing you for what you do today. Nothing in your life has been for nothing. Every moment, every second, every learned moment has gotten you ready for today. With that faith, that trust of what we can't see, you have to believe that whatever's going to come your way today, you're prepared for that. You might not realize it. You might not recognize your knowledge. You might not recognize your ability to cope or to manage or to move forward, but you can, because He's made sure that you have everything you need up until today. Nothing that's happened in your life up to now is by accident. I quit believing in coincidence a very long time ago. And I teach a class called Coincidence Happens on Purpose, because I believe it's something that we have to learn, is that nothing in this world happens by accident. It all is part of this grand design. And underneath all of that, there's this great, big, perfect circle that's covered up with the pieces of your cross. And my circle is different than yours. And my job is not to help you see my circle or walk my path. It's to see yours and to recognize that those circles are real. Let me give you an example. Many years ago, about 15 years ago, my oldest child had an addiction problem and was on the streets, and we were really struggling. Okay. 4 years prior to that that instance in our life, I met a group of dancers at a 7th grade dance for my daughter. They were phenomenal. They were break dancers, and they were spinning on their heads and doing tricks. And as a dance teacher, I was completely intrigued into what they were doing. I wanted to be a part of it. And so I invited them. I had a dance studio. And what I learned throughout the night talking to them was that they were getting thrown off the street, out of the park, off the sidewalks, because they dressed different and their hats were sideways and they had a different sound in their music, and they were threatening to some people. And so I let them in my studio. I gave them a key to my studio, and I let them come in and dance in my building. And I said, this is a mutual respect, so don't make me sorry. You honor my space, you watch my back, and I'll see that you always have a place to dance. Well, down the road, about 5-6 years, my oldest became enthralled in this course of addiction. And at one point, we lost track of her. She had been taken by some pretty nasty people. And one day, I got a text message. Now, we're talking 6 years after I met these young men and let them in my studio to dance. 6 years later, I get a message from one of these gentlemen that says, hey, coach, we have your daughter. We can't bring her home, but we can keep her alive. Had I not let them in my building those years ago, would they have been able to protect her that day? So the circle exists, and it depends on what you put out into the circle, what comes back around to you. So if you put judgment, if you put discontent, if you put hate out into your circle, then that's what will come back to you. But if you put love, if you put kindness, if you put non-judgment, if you put acceptance into your circle, that is in fact what will come back around to you. Can you or can you not tell me within our comments whether or not you recognize the circle? Do you see the circle that we're talking about where coincidence is happens on purpose? So there's a question across my screen right now. Are you satisfied with your income? Yes or no? Suzanne is reaching out to me, telling that she's working to accept. Before this class is over, I will give you contact information for me. Please feel free to reach out. I would love for any of you on this call, if you would like to reach out, if you would like to talk, if you would like some coaching time, please know that I'm available. I'm here. As you can see, we can do this from all over the world. And if I could bring any joy, love, hope, recognition, peace to your heart, to your life, if I can help you learn to sing your song, I would be honored to be able to help you. So if I can help you at all, please, please feel free to reach out. This question that's on our screen, are you satisfied with your income? Yes or no? That's one of those questions that you have to ask yourself, because it comes down to being, are you satisfied with you, right? Income comes and goes. If you're not satisfied with your income, how do you produce that? Is that about who you are? Is that about the picture that you share? And if not, what do you need? Are we ever satisfied with our income? Jay Martinez shares a comment with us. He says, such a good topic. It's really helped me, especially now we are experiencing the pandemic, and there is time that you really need to show that you have integrity and you're an honest person. Hold me for more. Thank you very much. And it is very true. It's very true. When we look at the world right now, the world is full of a lot of confusion, right? And that gap of integrity and that gap of character needs to be filled. And we as people, we fill it one person at a time, one day at a time, one heart at a time, and one soul at a time. So never doubt how important you are in all of the things that are going on in this world. Okay, let's talk about one more thing that's a part of this. What's underneath your music? What's underneath your music is your story. And your story is important. It's critical. It means the world. You're here. God decided we needed you, and there's a reason for that. And your story, your path, that's why you're here. And we want to know that. Okay? Your story is the lyrics to your song. It is the legacy that you leave behind. How do you want your story to read? What do you want your story to say? Although you cannot go back and make a new beginning, you can write a new ending to your story. Many times that we are led to believe that our choices and our mistakes, that they've already written our story for us, and that's the life that we have to live. And that's not true. That is absolutely not true. Your choices don't define you. Your mistakes do not define you. Your past does not define you. It just propels you forward, right? It doesn't define you unless you allow it to. What defines you is the walk you walk today, the heart you have today, the integrity that you show today, right? Who are you? Who shows up at the party when you're called to ask to come? So many times we're led to believe that where we are, because of what we've chose, the current circumstances that we're in, that this is it for us, that we've chosen this path and here we are. And that is so far from the truth. This is not the only song that you get to sing. How do you want it to read? So many times, again, I'm going to go back to what we know. There are so many times in our life when we are afraid of our story. We're afraid that if somebody hears our story and that we sing our song, that we're going to be rejected. And you can't have that fear. You got to step forward and you got to step through with it. So there's a couple of things that go on that I'd like to share with you before we close today. Number one, I co-host a podcast called The Hero Builder. I would love to leave you with my email address. I'd love to leave you with some contact information. If on The Hero Builder, on our podcast, we celebrate the hero in everyone. We think everybody's got a story. Everybody has a hero. Everybody is a hero to someone. And there are some beautiful people in this world that do some beautiful things to serve other people. And we would really like an opportunity to highlight that for you. We want to share your program. We want to share your service. We want to share what you do, and we want to share your story. If you would like to be a guest on my podcast, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, my email address is enlighten.stacyj@gmail.com. Please feel free to reach out for me. Please reach out if, like I said, if you want coaching information, if you want webinar information, if you want speaker help, if you just need a friend, if you just want somebody with big shoulders and a non-judgmental heart to hear you out, I'm your girl. I'm here, and I would be more than happy to help you and to open up to you in any way that I possibly can. On the 7th of January, we're going to host a class called Becoming a Person of Influence. It'll be an international class. You can register for the class by going to my website. It is www.enlightenupstacyj.org. Again, it is www.enlightenupstacyj.org. If you go to the website, you can see the information on the class. It'll ask you to email me if you want to join. Love for you to join. Love for anybody to join. It's a 6 weeks class. It'll start on January the 7th. Please feel free to go to the website. Click on it. Send me an email. Let me know that you're in. I'd love to have you. Our podcast is hosted on anchor.fm. We're actually available on 6 different networks. But if you do anchor.fm/The Hero Builder, you can find us. Love to have you. If you would love to be a guest on our podcast, we're open to anyone. I think everybody has a story, and we would so love to hear what yours has to say. So please join us on the podcast. Is there I can. Reading people, loving people is an opening that you have in your heart. I'm grateful for your time today. I'm so glad that you came and shared your time with us. Is there a question that any of you have for me before we come to this place where we sign off? Is there a question that you have? And then I'd like to challenge you to do one thing. I would like to challenge you to do one thing before we go. I'm seeing a question come aloft. Can my integrity change? Absolutely. Your integrity can change. That's a decision that you make. If you can change the color of your hair or a food that you eat, you can also change who you are inside. That's soul searching. That's coming in contact and loving the authentic you. Loving our authentic selves is difficult. It's so much easier to love other people sometimes than it is to love ourselves. We are our own worst enemy many times. We are guilty of self-sabotage because we don't believe in our story. We don't believe in our song. And it's critical that you do. So your integrity can change in a heartbeat if you begin to live into the truth of who you are and who you believe that you are. So my points for today, the things I want you to question: why are some people not concerned about integrity, and why do these people put more importance on power and wealth? Tessa asks us this question. So, Tessa, here's my answer to that question. We are ingrained from the beginning of time, from the time we understand language, to believe that power, that leadership is the corner office, that it is the highest rank, that's the top job, the biggest promotion, when in fact, leadership is not that. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. The man, the woman, the child that has the most ability to engage and influence the people around them is your leader. Make no mistake about it. And the lack of concern for integrity is a huge question in our society right now. Why doesn't it matter? Why doesn't it matter to more people? And if it does matter, how do you make that statement? How do you stand for integrity? There is so much more importance put on power and wealth. But like I referred to a while ago in our podcast, one of the questions that we ask people is about that hero status. And we clarify that a hero is not that person. A hero doesn't have to have a cape. A hero is an ordinary person that does something extraordinary in your life. And it's easier to focus on things that you can touch, like power and wealth, because you can hold those, right? You can own those. It's very hard to hold love. It's hard to hold hope. It's hard to hold integrity and honesty. And so I think that people that are the more concerned about power and wealth than they are integrity need to go to class. They need to learn what integrity is about. So understanding that integrity is about the song you sing. It's about the story you write, right? And that's where your integrity lies. And that's the most important thing. Crispy Garfield, what is the music behind you? My music is a song of love and of grace and of acceptance. It has taken me a while. For a long time, I sang a song of fear. And I sang a song of not understanding who I was and not understanding that I had a path and that I had a purpose and that I had a reason for being here. One of the beautiful ladies that we interviewed on our podcast told us there are two major days in your life. They are the day you're born and it's the day you die, because those two dates are the dates that are on your tombstone. But in between those two dates, there's a dash. What do you do with your dash? How do you live your dash well? And that's important. So when you look at what music is behind you, where's your integrity? How are you living out your dash? Are you living it well? When you go to bed at night, do you think to yourself, well done, good and faithful soldier? Or can you own the fact that I could have done a little better about that today? How does integrity differ from honesty? I think one is the same. It's impossible to own a brand of integrity if you're not honest. Because when you look at the attributes, even the comments that you guys made in our post, one of the words that came up over and over and over when I asked you to define integrity was honesty. And so though they're different, they do go hand in hand, because you can't have integrity if you're not honest. They don't go together, because integrity is about honesty. It's about bringing to the table who you are, and that who you are is the same no matter what circumstance you're in or who you're around. And that's being honest with yourself. So I think integrity and honesty only differ by definition, but they are in fact pieces of the same thing. Honesty is integrity, and you cannot have integrity if you're not honest. So I believe those two things must go hand in hand. I'm so grateful for your thanks and for your appreciation. Why is it that some people don't bother on their integrity? Because they don't think that it matters, I think. And how much further can it be from the truth, right? I think people believe that they can put on this face. They can dress in a costume, and they can put on a mask, and they can pretend to be something, and they can pretend to be genuine, and they can pretend to be honest and pretend to be of integrity. But those things come out in the wash, because people watch you. And If you don't have integrity, it shows up in everything you do. But if you do, like mirror, it also shows up in everything you do. So I think people don't bother with integrity because they don't think it matters, that it's not important, that the world isn't full of integrity. But if you was, I believe it was Gandhi that said, you have to be the change that you want to see. And so if the people around you, if you don't feel like they are of integrity, how can you model that? How can you be integrity? If the people around you are not honest, how can you model honesty? How can you be a vision for what that looks like? It's important that you are. What will happen if a person doesn't have integrity? Nothing at the end of the day. Why integrity matters most to an individual or person, and how this helps in their whole being. Integrity is about the core of who you are. Integrity is about who you are when no one's watching. Are you the same? When you're at home, another class that I teach is called the Many Hats of I. And in the class, the Many Hats of I, we talk about that we get up in the morning and we just take on a role, right? By the time you've been up for 15 minutes, especially if you have a family, you're a wife, you're a mom, you're a sister, if you have children and you're going to school, you're also a nutritionist, a caretaker, a dress designer, and a mediator. And it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning yet. And so that's a lot of hats that we put on, right? We can put on lots of hats. We put on an employee hat, a friend hat, so many hats during the day, and we become what people need for us to become. But who are you with no hat? Who are you underneath your music? That's where your integrity lies. And that has to matter. It has to matter. If it doesn't matter, then for what? Right? Your time and your story, it makes your story invalid. And your story is important. I want your story. And so integrity, who you are, matters. Who you bring to the table is critical. Life and death competes. The real you. Yes, we may not play beautiful music together, but at least facing the music takes courage and effort. It does take courage and effort. And there's not a reason we can't play music together, right? I think there's worldwide symphonies, and you just have to allow someone else's music to come into your play, right? Let other people in, let people join you. I'm so grateful for the thank yous that are coming across and for this time. And I, like you, am grateful for your time, that you took this time to spend with me. You could have done a lot of things this evening, and instead you spent it here with us. And I'm so grateful to you for that. Are there any more questions? Is there any other way that I can serve you? 2 thumbs up for your topic, man. Thank you very much. As I was reviewing this last night, I actually set have some grown children, and I set them down last night and said, okay, sit down. I'm going to give you a class. Let's go through this class together. And one of my daughters said, wow, they're coming to talk about leadership, and you're fixing to take a deep dive into their soul. And I did. I wanted to take that deep dive because so many things that we do right now are superficial, right? There are over 1 million podcasts out there. There are seminars and webinars and places that you can go and you can learn. And some of them have beautiful meat. Some of them have wonderful things to share, and they move you forward. And so much of it is empty. And so I hope with all of my heart, with my intent to provide light and love and grace, that this was a useful topic, that it's something that you can carry with you, that you can use in your time and in your day, in your job, in your family, and in your life. I want more than anything for you to believe in your song. I want you to believe that you've got the best story ever, and that you have the confidence to write that song. It matters. I would love to hear your stories. I would love to share your songs. So much I would love to share it. Again, I would like to share my email address with you. My email address is enlightenup.stacyj@gmail.com. The website for our class that's coming on the 7th of January is www.enlightenupstacyj.org. Please feel free go onto my website, join the class, send me an email, tell me you'd love to come. I'll send you the information. If you want to talk, if you need to chat, if you need a friend, doesn't matter where we are. My heart is open. My mind is open. My love is open to accept yours, and I would be more than happy to help you in any way that I can, whatever your endeavor in life. Please feel free to reach out. Lorella said this webinar met its goal. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that when you spend your evening, that you go home, and when you say your prayers tonight, you ask God to bring that knowledge, show me my story, help me learn my song, and help me sing it for the world. Because it's that openness. It's that want for your song. It's that want to sing. It's that want to connect with people, because we recognize, like we spoke about, that hope is universal, that love is universal, and that connecting point. So if there's any way that I can help you, if I can be of service to you or yours in any way, if you'd like to be a guest on my podcast, I would love to have you. I've said so many of the most beautiful thoughts and questions and thank yous shared. So I myself, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
Yes,
here,
ma'am.
sir.
I'm here, sir. Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry, ma'am. I have to stop you here because you know that where am I?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm loving the comments.
Yeah, no problem, ma'am. Thank you so much for your beautiful presentation, and it was such an amazing and interactive session. And for that case, actually, ma'am, now I'm at a hospital.
Okay.
With my boy, baby boy. I would like to request you all, please pray for my son to early recover. Actually, he is in critical situation now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, if possible, please pray for him.
Can we pray right now?
Pray right now. Yeah, definitely.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you with love, humbleness, and an open heart. Lord, we are asking for peace in the heart of this young man's parent. Please let them know that you have your hand in this, and on the soul of their son. We ask that you give wisdom, courage, knowledge, and a steady hand, that they might bring healing in full to this young man's body. We ask that you do what no one else can do, and wrap this family in your love, in your hope, and in your grace. Please heal this young boy and bring him home to his mother and father. Forgive us our many sins. Bless those less fortunate than we are. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You are very welcome. I'd love to spend a moment and just read the comments. So will I be able to go back and see the comments and see this recording?
Definitely, ma'am.
Okay, and you will show me how? I'm going to take a picture of that right now.
Thank you, everyone. Actually, my baby boy was 15 years old. 15 months his age.
Oh my goodness.
So now he's in actually critical situation for last day. Now he is admitted into hospital, and we all are here.
I am so sorry about your son. If there's anything we can do If there's any way I can help you.
If there's any way I can help you. Sorry, ma'am, I can't catch.
So we have this right here, www on this. That's where I go back to watch this.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am, no problem.
I know some people that would love to have it shared with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kindness. And I wish you all of your prayer will directly attached with God and directly influencing my baby boy.
Amen. I will continue to pray for him. Would you please keep me posted on his condition?
Sorry, ma'am.
Would you please keep me posted on your son's condition so I can continue to pray?
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. I will post it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Participants are requested that for again today's certification system is almost same. You have to just log in my website and just enroll the course, and without for today's session you don't need any code for certification, so you can withdraw your verified certificate without any code. So just log in www.eduigp.com, then select the webinars for 2 days, then enroll. And if you already have an account, so no problem, you can directly log in with your account. And if you are new, then you have to create new account, and this account is only for once. After your account, then you just enroll, click on enroll, and after enroll just click on get your certificate will automatically generated. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much. You guys be blessed.
Sorry, ma'am. Yeah, if you have an account in our website, then you don't need any to reopen a new account, so you can log in with your previous account.